Welcome to the Monk starter build for Diablo 3, patch 268, and season 20. Blizzard finally told us when the start date is gonna happen. It's gonna be March 13th. So what you're gonna do is not do your challenge rift the week of March 13th. I always go the wrong way. It resets on Monday, the challenge rift. So this week, don't do your challenge rift. Wait till the season starts, make a seasonal character, and then do the challenge rift so you can claim your challenge rift bag. We've been doing this start since season 12, and this is pretty much what everybody's going to be utilizing every single season until something changes. Why do we do the challenge rift? But why? Because you can unlock all your professions at level 1. You can open up this bag at level 1. You can put stuff in the cube, you can upgrade items. You have gold to buy jewelry and weapons and all that stuff at level 7 and 10 and everything. You can do the Hope of Cain. We're going to get into all the stuff. We're going to teach you how to spend all these resources. We're going to start off with level 1 Blood Shard recommendations. Alright? We went back and forth a lot on stream with Monk. Monks get the Juliana set. A lot of the things don't work with the Juliana set. So like, you can see right here. The 2-piece, every time you punch something 3 times, you apply EP. This EP is good, but it's not affected by area damage. The 4-piece 7-sided strike deals its total damage. This is really good, but it's not gonna carry. The 2 and 4-piece will work together, symbiotic, to complete the GR20 clear to get your 6-piece. You know, they're both decent. And then the 6-piece, it's all about Exploding Palm and 7-sided strike. So anything that you roll at level 1 isn't really going to help your 6-piece unless you go to a full LOD start. So you have the option to go full LOD. It's the second legendary gem that drops every single season. So you could transition right to LOD from one of these. These are the level 1 blood shards. So you can go bracers or boots are the best options. Right, LTK would be nice to go with LOD. Crudus boots, it helps you a little bit. You get 2 allies, so you get double the effect. So if you have like fire ally, it gives you 10% damage. It'll give you 20% because you have 2 fire. It'll just kind of double it. The bracers, Caesar's Memento gives you a bonus to Tempest Rush, and then Gundo Gear gives you a bonus to Exploding Palm, and then Pinnos to Wave of Light. So really nothing helps the Monk set except for Gundo Gear. So I recommend on your level 1 blood shards to roll bracers for Gundo Gear. It really just gives you an insane damage increase from the start. If you don't get Gundo Gear with your level 1 blood shards, you can always make a level 1 monk, go back and roll it again. Or you can just deal with it. The 4-piece can carry you through your GR20 clear and to your 6-piece, and your 6-piece can carry you on T7. And then from there, you can farm whatever you need to do to get like the Paj set or your Wave of Light set or whatever you're trying to build into. We'll talk about endgame recommendations later. For the Hope of Cain, since we have enough items from the Challenger bag, we can upgrade 1 level 70 item to put in the cube or to do other things with. You can do a fist weapon, right? Level 70 fist weapon, or you can do a Diabo. It's close. There's some bright spots in both of them. And whatever you decide, may the force be with you. May Iron Jesus be on your side. I decided to go for Diabos. We talked about it in the community, and there's a 50-50 chance you'll get something that'll help the Juliana set, if that's what you're building into, right? The Flow of Eternity, the Incense Torch for Wave of Light, Flying Dragon. The faster you're attacking, the more EPs you're putting out everywhere. And then balance is for Tempest Rush, right? If you're going for a LOD start, you can roll for either one, it doesn't matter. But if you're specifically going for Juliana, I would go for Diabos. But either way, it's a crapshoot with Monk, where Necromancer has a guaranteed and Demon Hunter has a guaranteed. You know, this is just random what you get. So let's say you go through, you do your upgrade, you want to make sure you check and see if it's ancient. If it's ancient, it can roll with reduced level requirement. Ancients get more than normal non-ancients. It can roll with -40. So you might be able to equip your badass new ancient weapon at level 30. Basic math, right? It's possible. So just check it. Most of us are just going to get a non-ancient item. We're going to put it in the cube. We're going to cube our blood shards or cube the item that we get. With Monk, you're going to be rolling for bracers. You could just not cube it, you know? If you do your upgrade and it's a weapon and it's a bad weapon, you could just not cube it either. And then save your DBs for other items that you get along the way, like the Orc's Crown or some other multiplier like LTK boots. You might get something else, right? So you work your way to level 40, you make a level 70 two-handed mace, and we're gonna look for a reduced level requirement on that bad boy. And crowd control. Two-handed mace. You can make one or two. It's better to make multiples than to reroll one weapon too many times. They both have crowd control. We're gonna leave the crowd control on the weapons. Maces have really high damage range. So if you leave on the crowd control and you roll the other effect, there's a 1 in 3 or a 1 in 4 chance. This one happens to have 1 in 3 to get reduced level requirement. This is what we're looking for. Because it has life on hit on the weapon. This one does not have life on hit. So we leave on the crowd control and we roll the other effect, which is XP. And this has a 1 in 4. You can only get life on your secondary or primary. You can't get both. So ideally, out of these two weapons, this one would be the best case scenario. We're going to take off the durability loss and try to get reduced level requirement. Immediately we got a 13. So we could equip this way before level 70. I would burn all my materials and re-roll it over and over, make another one. Roll each item like 4 to 6 times, make another one, do it again, and try to get the highest you can get. It's going to change your season more than a little bit of crafting materials. After you get your weapon, you're probably going to bump it up on softcore because you're going to be, right, it's a level 70 weapon early. So you probably be crushing like T1 to T6. If you're on hardcore, be conservative, especially if you don't have your cheat death ability yet, depending on what class you're playing. You want to start looking for things with double crit and cooldown. The Juliana set utilizes cooldown with 7-sided strike. So yeah, I would start looking for double crit cooldown everywhere if possible, or at least a singular crit and cooldown. Once you hit level 70, okay, this is important. Monk, don't let this turn you away from Monk, but Monk has like one of the worst starts this season in terms of like raw power. But once you get your 6-piece, you're pretty tough, and your 4-piece is solid, but the 2-piece does nothing for you. The 2-piece literally just gives you Exploding Palm, which you could cast manually. Speaking of EP, I'm gonna focus on fire. Don't use the cold version, in my opinion, until you get Gundo gear. If you have Gundo gear, you can use it right away. But the fire puts a dot on the target and it does a lot of work. I think it does more damage until you get Gundo gear. Once you get Gundo gear, it's just like a domino effect throughout the rift. So fire until you get Gundo, in my opinion. To get your 4-piece from the season journey, you only have to be on master difficulty. The build, I'm gonna link you in the description. Everything we talk about is gonna be in the description. Is going to be totally fine for master. I would just stick to master. I would even recommend doing bounties before 70 so you don't have to worry about it. If you're solo, do bounties before 70 or convince your group to do them in the 60s maybe, so you don't get outscaled, right? Like when you're leveling, you should be, especially if you have a level 70 weapon, you should be crushing the content from like 40 to 70 or 40 to 69, right? So I would recommend to do bounties on Monk early, which I almost never recommend, just because once you get your 4-piece, you'll be okay, right? Like if you have another multiplier along the way, like let's say you get LTK boots or something, that might be fine, but it just doesn't synergize with the set. The only thing it buffs is Exploding Palm and 7-sided strike. So that's what I would do, is I would focus on your season journey is your #1 priority. Remember, the first gem you get every season is a Bane of the Powerful, so you can be rocking that. I don't have that right now. I don't have any Paragon, basically nothing, right? Nothing in the cube that's gonna affect my testing. If I had Gundo gear, it'd be even cooler, right? But so I'll just kind of just talk to you how to clear it. That way you guys can get your 6-piece. The 6-piece plays just like this. We're going to punch everything, and it's going to just put EP everywhere. And then we're going to 7-sided strike to ignite that, to kill it, to kill things, to ignite it. So I'm going to jump in. Dash also triggers my dodge rune on, so we have like 40% dodge plus the 30-something% from, I think it's 35 from agility, right? And then I just 7-sided strike to pop. And then that guy got wrecked. I don't know how he died so easily. I'll take it though. He didn't want the EP, I guess. Let's go over here, look for some more density. You can see it just starts putting EP everywhere. And then 7-sided strike. And then those explosions cause a little AoE around it, and it's just nice wave clear. You manually cast it at a high level. It's kind of like Rend, right, for Barbarian. It's not affected by area damage unless you manually cast it. With Barb and with Monk, it's the same concept. So right here, this is a non-area damage affected EP, but at a high level, you would hit 3 times to proc Mythic Rhythm, go over here, manually apply EP, and then spread it with 7-sided strike, right? But for the GR20 clear, you just punch away, man. Punch away and use this on cooldown. So we're gonna fight this elite, spread it. When you're in trouble, you can dash. Remember, you get that dodge bonus. You could also click on your mantra if you want like an extra toughness bonus. Remember to use your cooldowns. You're gonna be high resource, so you can spam it. You're not gonna ever run out of resource, really. Just because we're a generator build, basically. I'm using Mangled to do most of my damage. So you can see, once you get your 4-piece, it's not a big deal, like we're crushing the Rift. 7-sided strike does crazy damage to single target fights also. So the Rift Guardian potential is really high. Your RGK ability is really high. Once you get your 6-piece Juliana set, your same thing that you're doing, the same gameplay is gonna be strong. Like you're basically playing the exact same way and you're doing way more damage. If you have a Leoric's Crown for cooldown somewhere, that would be good, or anything for cooldown would help a lot. You should be able to speed farm T7 right out the gate. I'll kind of show you how that works. It's basically the same build, but now it's just souped up, right? And you can see our cooldown here for 7-sided strike. Even just EP itself is doing a lot of damage. At this point too, as you're speed farming, you're gonna have the blood shards rolling in. Don't forget to make a level 1 monk and roll blood shards so you get your Gundo gear if you don't have them yet. Right? It's just like crazy damage. 7-sided strike does ignite EP, but right now we're just killing it. For end game recommendations, well, Monk has a guaranteed slot in the push meta always because Z-Monk is so good. You're pretty much best in slot for 2s, 3s, and 4s as a support. That's basically what you're doing. You're not going to be DPSing anytime soon. Maybe in the future, possibly. You have some of the best speed builds in the game with Paj, Tempest Rush, and Wave of Light is the best key farmer in the game, in my opinion. The description of the video will have all the links for everything, like just pretty much filled with all the resources I can find for you guys. For push builds, you're going to have, let me show you. Let me bring up some of them. So this is like a Paj Tempest Rush ability. The seasonal theme allows you to use Slender Little Rogue, so you could drop Azarath and Wan Kim Lao and wear SLLR Little Rogue. Yeah, Slender Little Rogue, and then you can put Wan Kim Lao over Mantle. That might make you a little bit more tanky, more consistent. A lot of people are doing that in the PTR, so that might be the best in slot. You can also play Sun Wukong, Tempest Rush, Paj. Paj is great. It's great all around. They just added this new set. Obviously, you can play 3 versions of Wave of Light. You have Inna's, Lod, and Sun Wukong Wave of Light. They're all really good still. Sun Wukong Wave of Light's better at a high Paragon, high Augment level. They perform better just at a higher level. Inna's is really good at a low Paragon level. You can get going really early on. And then you can play Juliana's. I'm going to have a Juliana's push build in there for you. I think I have it over here. Oh, Yuliana's speed build is really good if you've never seen it before. With Ingeom, you're porting around 7-sided striking everywhere. The speed build is really, really fun to play and to watch. I have a whole Let's Play. I was using the Yuliana speed build. It's really fun. This is like what the push build would look like. Well, that's just about it for Monk. Pretty standard. I mean, you have a few good options for. You have 3 options for speed builds. I mean, it has 2 of the best speed builds in the game and bounty builds. And then you have a guaranteed slot in the group meta, but the push meta is pretty much just Wave of Light and Tempest Rush. Yuliana has some nice flavor. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We have 1 more to go. We just have to bang out Crusader. That probably won't be till Tuesday, and then the tier list will be on Wednesday. I appreciate all the support, especially doing the live version of the guides has been fun, and it's kind of a different way to make the guides, and I appreciate everything like that. Links will be in the description for everything, and this is the Boba Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace. I was looking for my ending screen, but I don't have one. Damn it. Bye. I was looking for my ending screen just to go full meme.